live stream. I'm live, right? Yeah, I'm live. Okay. Words. I'm live. Back with another video. Now today, I always do this. There's like a comment there's like a thing that pops up at the bottom of the screen that said Minecraft. I always forget to change it before I start my streams. So, I'm gonna change that. Message to spectators. Alright, so today we are playing Terra Tech. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This is going to be a new campaign save. Excuse me. So I do have some text saved, but however I don't have any of the parts. So I'm gonna skip the tutorial. No, since it shows like pretty sure it shows like a special thingy. And just to prove that the seed is random, even though you just saw me open the page and it's random, I'm gonna randomize the seed. And now I'm gonna play. So I currently have 0 viewers, which is never really fun, but I got no viewers. What if you were actually able to load a tech while that was happening? That would be pretty crazy. So today we're playing Terra Tech. For those of you that are new, it's a game about building robots with wheels and stuff. Protect the cab at all costs. So I've played this game for quite a while now. I have a couple of friends who may or may not literally break the game every day. It's saying to put one there, so I'm gonna put one here. Alright, put a gun on top. You always love guns, right? Everyone loves guns. So I actually originally I did the tutorial the first time I actually played. I played it, I watched a whole bunch of videos on it. So I knew exactly how to play, except I used a tutorial for the controls, really. I don't want to break that block. I want to kill his cab. Which, by the way, these guys are fake players. These are AI, but if they're not on my team, generally they pop up as a cab instead of the AI units that you can get. You can actually make your own AI and like tell them to follow you or guard, all sorts of stuff. So this game is a pretty cool game. Although it is a cool game, it is still very, very glitchy. And as you can see on the top of the screen, there's a world capacity allowance. This is a single player campaign mode. So there's up to 5,000 capacity. This tech takes 408. Well, the entire world has 408 taken up. There could still be some other... Nope. Or unless I'm not allowed to look at those ones. The ones that are enemies. Not in this one, but there are no other players here. And apparently no other AI techs. I don't know if that's true or not, or if it's just yeah, I always do that. I don't know if that's true or if it's just saying that because there's no text that I can actually control. Do you have to attack me right now? Like, dude, I can attack you while looking like this. Bro, I could kill you. Matter of fact, I will. Dang it, I blew up this block. Right, what I'm trying to do right now is basically I'm trying to protect my cab because it is still damaged from spawning in. When you spawn, your cab is damaged. If that breaks, your entire tech breaks. That's why you saw when I accidentally removed it completely from my tech, everything fell. And by the way, tech refers to like vehicle. The vehicles you build are called techs. Yeah, place a wheel there. That's a good place for a wheel. But basically, this is a GSO Cos Mountain SAP cap. A standard cap module from the Galactic Survey Organization, which is GSO. So this is like basically what you spawn as, and what you like the stuff you spawn with is GSO. There are other things like GSO is good for like all around stats. It's medium in like every stat, so like block health and block weight, and then fire rate and damage. All of that's like about a medium stat. And then there's oh yeah, and also the mining stat with like the harvesting tools, like the drill in front. If you go into something you can mine, it'll automatically use the drill. As well as shooting will automatically activate the drill as well, so you can. So it won't automatically drill enemies, but you can still drill enemies. But so GSO is the GSO is the main thing you spawn as, and it's used a lot since it has like very little compromise. But then there's so basically this has a shield bubble and a health bubble. This is the health bubble. GSO has both of those, as well as some other corporations do. So GSO basically is the main thing. Then there's GeoCorp, which is like the mining corporation. It's best to use that corporation if you want a tech solely based around harvesting materials. That's the best corporation. Then there's the Venture Corporation, which is it's basically the fastest. It compromises block health for block weight being low. So you can make pretty fast techs, and that's also around where people usually build airplanes. They generally build airplanes out of Venture, and I do too. So, you know, Venture's pretty cool. And there's Hawkeye, which is basically heavy-duty military grade stuff. So very hard to break the blocks. The techs usually move fairly slow, and it's very hard to navigate certain terrain like mountains with a Hawkeye build. But they have very powerful weapons. It's a very cool thing for one of the fastest vehicles you can make though with Hawkeye is they have helicopters. They have parts to make a helicopter. Making a Hawkeye helicopter is just so fun. Like, it's so fun to use. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's kind of difficult. I prefer using a plane over like almost anything. But the helicopters are definitely my favorite out of all the things you can build using only Hawkeye parts. Well, I mean, I suggest using a gyroscope, which will stabilize your tech. I suggest using one for a helicopter, so you would have to go to a different corporation. So it wouldn't really be Hawkeye only if you're being productive enough, if you know what I'm saying. Like, if you're focused on your tech being the best it can be with the parts you have, although it could be satisfying to have Hawkeye only parts, and it could look amazing and just feel amazing that you only use parts from one corporation, you're probably gonna need a gyroscope, and Hawkeye does not have that. So if you want Hawkeye only for a helicopter, good luck to you, because you're definitely gonna need it. Alright, find your battery. I gotta find a battery. So basically, whenever I anchor, well, if I'm on a good enough ground, it finds a block that has an anchor on the bottom. The block I have is the solar generator, and that basically generates power as well as acts as an anchor, so I can anchor down. This has to be close enough to the ground to anchor, otherwise it just straight up won't work. And as you can see, it powers the healing bubble, but as soon as I unanchor, that turns off. Well, I'm gonna fix that. Also, why can I not steer? Are my controls off? This is the control scheme I use. It's not turning. Is there something wrong? Some of my wheels are going the wrong direction too, like they're turning in the wrong direction. Well, I'm gonna have to build a new tech. I think it's just because there's so many wheels. But as you can see for the battery, so it automatically filled itself for the most part, but as you can see, the battery is being filled by using the solar generator. If I unanchor, the battery keeps the health thing, the health regeneration, the health regeneration. It keeps it up as long as the battery's up. But what I was saying about the corporations, there's one more corporation. It is called Better Future, and it's pretty cool. This is the best corporation, actually, if you want to build a hoverboard or like a hovercraft or whatever. Now, you can make a hovercraft with Venture. There are like hover panels you can place at the bottom of your tech, and it would float. Excuse me. You can place those at the bottom of your tech, and you would float upwards, and you'd be like a giant hoverboard. But that's not recommended. I don't recommend it to use, like, if you want something heavily based around the fact that it's a hovercraft. Generally, Better Future is the right way to do that. Although, to get Better Future things, like the whole quest line, it costs like 1,000,000 block bucks, which is the currency in this game. It costs 1,000,000 to actually get your license. I think it's 1,000,000. Alright. That guy wants to steal my radar. So if you look at the bottom right, you can see there's like the tiny little radar. It tells me what direction it's in. That's about it. Doesn't even tell me if I'm close or not, for the most part. And that's not very fun. So now that this guy's stuck and he's non-combative, he can literally just drive around and try to run away. That's his only purpose in this world, is to steal things and then run away with it and never figure out how to add guns to himself. But this dude's about to die. If I could just catch up to him and shoot him. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the steering thing. Okay, I just turned a little bit, but... Oh. That flew up in the air. So I'm gonna attach it there. Adds a mini-map to your HUD, see? Now that I've recovered my equipment, I sent a little care package. Delivering to where I landed. Okay. So... what I'm gonna do, this is gonna be very stupid. Oh, this thing needs to... So there's gonna be a shield bubble in that package. I know there's going to be a shield bubble. Because although I usually skip the tutorial, that's not even part of the tutorial. That's no matter what, whether you skip it or not, that's still there. Yeah. The care package they're sending. I'm gonna put the shield bubble there, so I need to extend this as such, like this. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys, but we are in fact back playing more Terra Tech. We're gonna play more. Don't worry, it's not over. Do I want to do that? No. You know, I actually... There's gonna be more blocks. Like, I'm gonna get more blocks at some point. So, that might look triggering now, but later it's gonna work out perfectly fine. Put that there for now. There. I don't need any more wheels yet. And I can't store them yet because my inventory is not unlocked. So to get your inventory, you gotta actually, like, there's a couple quests you can do, and then it opens like a black hole, pretty much, at like trading stations or whatever. And when you put the blocks in that black hole, it puts it in your inventory. So that's a cool feature and very useful. But as of right now, I'm gonna have to carry these wheels because I know I'm gonna need wheels later. I know I'm gonna need them. There's no avoiding it. So for now, I'm just attaching wheels where I can. No, that would affect the actual driving. Place one there. Okay. And these lights are generally good to have. So I'm just gonna throw a couple like that. So right now I look pretty ridiculous. Don't worry. In time I will fix myself completely. I'm just gonna fully restart my cab once I get an inventory. Fully restart my tech. So I have a few techs actually saved. If I try to load them though, they're unavailable because I'm missing certain blocks. I need the blocks to build them. I need them in my inventory. So I think tomorrow maybe I'll do a live stream showing off like just me straight up using my tech in creative, like one of my the big tech, an airstrike tech, which is very, very overpowered, and it's actually the cheapest one that I have saved as a snapshot. So basically, it's an airplane that you just fly around with, and I've been getting really good at controlling airplanes. You fly around and you shoot things and kill them. Remember that block I was talking about getting earlier? Never mind. We're gonna completely ignore that I mentioned it. Completely ignore that I mentioned it, okay? I didn't accidentally break it. I really don't need all of these wheels. I mean, just in case, I'm gonna keep the ones I'm carrying, but I don't need to carry anymore. Alright, before I enter that mission area, I'm gonna kill this guy, because if I don't, he's gonna kill me. Oh, that's interesting. He has higher grade wheels, which is not normal if you're at the beginning of the game. For an enemy tech to have very high grade wheels like that. I mean, they're not like very high grade, they're one grade up. No, please don't break the wheels. Yeah, one of those broke. Get rid of my front wheels. The ones that I actually use. For that, and then just for less OCD triggering. Do that. And now I'm full battery. Oh, look, the wheels on top actually spin. Despite not being on the ground. That's hilarious. Alright. So I'm pretty sure no enemies can spawn. Never mind, look on the mini-map, there's an enemy. But I'm pretty sure no enemies really come close until I exit this area, so... Wait, why do I have two of these? Wait, it doesn't give me a shield? I could have sworn it gave me a shield. It'll give me the... Alright. You know what? This thing won't stop rolling away, so I'm gonna anchor it. I'm gonna grab batteries, throw them on. Throw a whole bunch of blocks like that. And then I think I might actually leave that point out, because then I had a drill to that and some lights on the sides. I really want a shield bubble, because a health bubble, it heals your blocks after they take damage, but a shield bubble prevents them from taking damage in the first place. So, okay, yeah, I told you earlier this game is still kind of broken and it's easy to do glitches. Somehow that block like flew very far for me just putting it down. And this game was created in Unity along with a whole bunch of other things, a whole bunch of other editors and like game creation systems were used, but this is a Unity game. I can tell the physics are basically Unity. Most of the physics are in fact from Unity, and there's nothing wrong with Unity physics, but sometimes the physics system in Unity can be a bit glitchy with like certain things that you add to the game. And I'm someone to know this because I've used Unity before. I've not actually made a game. However, I've used Unity. And I know what it's like. There's a whole bunch of advanced programming and stuff. I have actually made games on batch files, which are like Windows exclusive. That's why you get Windows. Windows is the best operating system. But you know, it's very difficult to make a video game. It's far more difficult than you can imagine. Far more difficult than even I can imagine. A game like this is very advanced. The game I made on batch was like a command prompt. That's all you can really make with batch file games. Just like a command prompt, and then like you gotta type something in. You have to type it exactly what the program is asking for, otherwise it doesn't do the right thing. And it's still pretty difficult. Not nearly as difficult as making a game like this, because this is still a fun game, despite being very, very strange with how certain things behave. It's still a very, very fun game, and no doubt they put a lot of effort into making the game. They put way more effort into the game than you would actually think. That's how all video games work. Very difficult to make a game. Very difficult to keep a game popular that you've made. Overall, game developers have a very tough time building games, usually. It's a very difficult process, because programming is a very difficult process. And, you know, even the games I've made, they're nowhere near something that matches this, but I still had to put a lot of effort in, because it's still a difficult process, as it requires programming, and programming is difficult. I've even made functional viruses. I don't like spread them, but I've made a computer virus and it got activated on my computer accidentally. It's basically also a batch file. When you use it, you turn it on, it straight up creates a whole bunch of files with random numbers, and usually it creates more files than your desktop can hold. So if you open the file on your desktop, there's going to be files on top of files, which is not supposed to happen. But I didn't have to factory reset my computer after that. I just had to be very careful with what I was deleting, because I didn't want to delete anything like special or anything like certain games I had installed. Don't want to delete those, because then it's an annoying reinstall. And I mean, I don't have any like paid games on there. I didn't buy any games, but if I wasn't careful, I would delete a whole bunch of things that are, you know, just generally stuff you don't want deleted. But right now, I need to focus on getting this tech just built up to the best I can get it. So I need to find this trading station. Now usually there's like a thing there that can hold stuff for you. You put it there and it has an inventory. You have an inventory with unlimited space. So just gonna go to the GSO trading station, and there, by the way, there's like a whole bunch of different types of blocks, GSO being one of them, but GSO is the only corporation with trading stations. So you see this thing right there, that will like fall out. That would be towards the ground, this big bump here, that will go down towards the ground, and then there would be a black hole on top. Alright, I want to kill this guy without breaking like without breaking too much of his blocks. Because I want to keep his blocks. I want to kill... Alright. Yeah, before he destroys it. Oh, he already destroyed stuff. How are you still reaching me? Stop it. Get some help. So I want to be very careful while fighting him, because I don't want to destroy the batteries, because you can actually just straight up destroy the important stuff. I'm not sure why it's trying to shoot at the bottom. I'm not sure, because you can't actually aim the guns. You have to, it like auto aims at the target. You have to shoot. Oh, I'm pretty sure I took out his anchor. Did I do the thing right? No, I don't think I did. Oh, dang it. Yup. Alright. What are you doing? Get away. A higher grade drill. That looks kind of awkward. We're gonna take that off to the front. Matter of fact, yeah, the drill can still actually access what's in front, even if I had blocks here. I'm not sure what this wheel is supposed to be used for. It's a riser wheel. I am not sure how to use that, so I just gotta check the time, because technically I'm supposed to be in school, but because of the coronavirus, schools are shut down, so I'm off from school. But I still have work. I still have schoolwork. They had to send it home as a packet. And they couldn't do online classes because not everyone in my school could use something to get online. Not everyone had access to that. You would need a computer and internet, and you know, some people just don't have that at their house. I personally very much enjoy having internet, and I know I'm lucky to have internet and other things like this. Obviously, I have internet from posting a YouTube video or making a live stream. You need internet for that, and obviously you do too if you're watching this, unless you somehow download it. I mean, if you're watching as a past stream, if you're seeing this right now, you're probably watching as a past stream or rewinded, because there's no viewers right now. That's how my YouTube live streams usually go, no viewers ever. But you could be the first viewer. I mean, matter of fact, you probably are, unless you're not, in which case then you're not the first viewer. Someone else already watched. But you are cool because you're watching this video. You're cool. Alright, I am going to what am I gonna do? So I gotta get a lot of these blocks I can't quite get because I don't have an inventory. So basically with the schedule I'm on, I have until 11 to do live streams. I don't always do live streams from 10 to 11, but 10 to 11 is my streaming time. That's what I usually do. For this schedule, I can't do that after this, unless I'm waking up early on the weekends, which I don't plan to do because I want to stay awake very late. I usually go to bed around 11 now and wake up at 7:30 because it's not as tight of a schedule as it would be if I were actually going to school, because I gotta wake up in time to get to the bus, and I leave at 7:25 to go to the bus stop. And you know, naturally that's gonna be earlier waking up than just 7:25. I can't get ready in 5 minutes. I can, if I'm quick enough, I can make it if I wake up at 7. But I think after this quest, I am going to show you guys some of the techs that I have built. So first, gotta get that and add it onto my tech. So what this quest is doing is basically teaching me how to get resources. So I want to do it like that. Actually, no, because that blocks stuff. I want to do it like that. There we go, and then that. And now I have like a giant horn made of blocks. There you go. So, I need to earn 100 block bucks from selling resources. I'm not sure how I have block bucks. I mean, I'm pretty sure you earn them just from killing enemies. But I need to mine these resources. You can shoot them and actually use a drill. But I have to earn 100 block bucks. And at the trading station, you can deliver resources here and go to this terminal to buy stuff. There's a limited amount of stuff you can buy every game day, but that was already enough to get us one more than just halfway there. So we have 51, so that's over halfway. Not over it by much, but it still is over halfway. So I'm pretty sure this should just be enough. Because the green things, I'm pretty sure. Let me actually look. So when the wood gets sold, that's 6. Yup. wait. All I had to do was sell one of the green things, and I would have instantly done the stuff. Maybe it's time to strike out on your own mission. Check the mission boards. Okay, so we are going to end the story mode here, and we are going to I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, it's still at the time while I'm streaming this, it's 10:37. I'm going to show you guys the techs I have built and saved as snapshots, which I can put them in between different worlds. So just to be clear on what next stream is going to be about, next Terra Tech stream, these are going to be the missions. So, big yellow. I'm going to find the Geocorp mining tech. A Geocorp mining tech is in the area, requesting assistance, find the tech and see how you can help. And as you can see, it says 450 XP, and if you look around where that circle with the thingy is, the icon, under it says license. This is how I get my Geocorp license, which will give me Geocorp blocks. Next is turret defense. Travel to the trading station. We have word that a rival prospector defense turret, that rival prospectors defense turrets are causing a commotion at a nearby trading station. Head over there and find out what they're protecting. So the reward is 450 XP and 450 block bucks. Next is supply drop. So this is a timed objective. So there is a 1 minute 15 second timer. So I have to enter the mission area. An unclaimed delivery crate has been detected in the surrounding area. Whoever finds it first gets to keep the loot. Those are the rules. Expect some competition though. So basically I enter the zone for the mission, and it gives me 1 minute and 15 seconds to get the crate. And then if I don't get it, then that basically means I lost the crate. So I'm going to do that mission as well. The rewards are 450 XP and 600 block bucks. So now if I press the big sensor pad button, I'm on PS4, so it's the button in the middle, that big giant pad. I press that, and then there's 4 different options here. I thought that 3 dots to the left was an option, but that's actually just an icon showing that it's a menu. But I'm gonna change my skin. You can actually buy other skins for this game, but I think I'm just gonna go for this skin because it's a cool skin. So there's also Tech Loader, which brings up the load menu, so you can load different techs. You can take snapshots, and that's also the same thing. When you take a snapshot, it adds stuff to the load tech, which again, load tech right there. There's also the tech manager. So this is all non-controlled techs, non-player controlled techs, which now, as you can see on the bottom right in the mini-map, there are in fact enemies that currently exist. So this is non-player controlled techs as in terms of my non-player controlled. So the AI techs that are not enemies. So, but you can actually edit the enemy's tech. Like, you can actually see the enemy techs, the non-player controlled enemies in this list in creative. But for the mission log, this will show me all of my missions and all the information I need to know about them. So that is what I will be using tomorrow. I still have about, well, maybe not tomorrow. I might be streaming Minecraft tomorrow, but I will play this again at some point and live stream it. Now I'm gonna create a new creative mode with the most difficult enemies in the game. I'm not gonna make myself invincible. Randomize the seed, and I'm gonna do salt flats because that's just the easiest thing to demonstrate how techs work. To demonstrate the good sides. The bad sides is basically navigation with ground tech. I find that the hoverboard's actually very good with you know, the terrain. However, the Hawkeye booty clapper, it tips over, and also if you're on like a mountain or something, it can't really climb the mountain, and also turning speed is a little bit of a concern. Also, may or may not have forgotten to add a radar. So this is just weapon spam pretty much. It's just throwing weapons all over the tech. So it's not really ideal for a campaign save because it's very expensive. It's the most expensive tech I have on the list. Oh. What? Oh, the missiles were still attached and they bumped into the rock. I did not know that could happen. But once you fire missiles, they can't damage your tech. Once you fire the missiles. But that's supposed to be one of the most difficult techs in the game. And that tech just so happened to have 2 cabs on one, so if you destroy one, the other one's still alive. I separated those cabs, and then I did that. So the booty clapper is just straight destruction. And something like this, which is so expensive, it still has major downsides. Like, for example, something I didn't notice, you can legit commit suicide with a rock with this tech. You bump the cruise missiles and they can explode them. You see, these are pretty difficult techs to destroy, apparently. Not with this. Next, hover destruction. So this is cheaper by a lot, and it's better future, and better future tends to be expensive. So that just shows how expensive the other one is. But this is my tech. It's sort of like the booty clapper, except it's more. It's an actually acceptable price. What the heck is that? What? Hold up. I'm gonna actually... You're mine now. I just did the thingy in the menu.